Hi, conspiracy fans. This is your host, Phoenix. Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Conspiracy Fans, on the platform OnlyFans. Typically, the full videos would only be on OnlyFans. Today, though, I wanted to include it on my YouTube channel because I have a little bone to pick with all of these alpha male subscription sites out there. Why are you paying a site to teach you how to be an alpha male? Is it a growth or ambition thing? Could it be, no offense, but maybe an insecurity you might have? Nobody taught you how to do these kinds of things? I get it. No judgment. I really do. But I want to break down what these alpha male sites do for you, but also how it benefits strictly just the alpha male involved, okay? Your personality coach is a pyramid scheme. You're paying for them to jet set around the United States. It's essentially the monthly subscription service to a step above men's health, with so many more technological options, right? So I have two examples here for you. One being most recently Jack Murphy. I watch Timcast a lot. I do. I love the show. I love his libertarian perspective on it and a little right-leaning per se, just because I'm more of a conservative Republican and I enjoy those talking points, but I want somebody that gives me the full perspective. I don't want just biased news. So that's where I saw initially Jack Murphy earlier this year when I started getting heavily into watching the politics and such. So Jack Murphy, aka John Murphy Goldman, he started his claim to fame by a blog that I could tell. Then he goes on to start a website and a male alpha subscription service. Now, he does this because he was doxxed by an Antifa gal, and he lost his job working with DC underprivileged school children. Now, the first problem I have with that is on a recent episode of Timcast this year, he claimed that 15-year-old girls were fully mature women, and they should be able to make the choice to be with a 35-year-old man. What? That is not cool. They do not have the mental capacity to deal with that kind of relationship versus just being a sex slave. I'm not okay with that. A mentally mature woman of the age, say, 21, 22, can make the choice to be with that, but it's still a little skeezy in my eyes. They're just coming to adulthood. They're just trying to seek out themselves and what they want to be and where they want to go in life. But a 35-year-old guy kind of reins his way in and molds them. That sounds utterly freaky to me. He mentioned some real estate transactions that he may have been a part of, being a broker or agent in his area. You know, the crash that happened, yeah, it sucked. You have to have capital behind you if you're going to have that kind of real estate portfolio, though. You can't count on renters doing that for you. And you saw that right from now with the 2020-2021 eviction moratorium, which the Supreme Court ruled unconstitutional. And then the feds dropped the rates to zero, basically, and anybody could get anything. The Fed has no reason to do those percentage rates. It's so stupid, but that's another conversation. So the real estate crash, claimed he was broke, and he went to online subscription cam pornography to make the ends meet. Okay, cool. It happens. But once it's on the internet, it's always on the internet, right? And that wasn't taken into account once he started building his empire. I get it. Everybody has bills to pay. He had child support, his own bills, real estate empire, and now something that he was trying to get off the ground with this. So Jack throws out all this true bullshit, The quarterings find all these screenshots, has somebody in the liminal order stuff. Heck, there's that Denver guy that was involved in all of the chats, right? I haven't really looked into that. I've just seen bits and pieces. So please take that with a grain of salt. But then the quartering finds the initial cam stuff, right? And Jack says, oh, it's revenge porn. That's not the definition of revenge porn. Something that's already freely available on the internet is not considered revenge porn. And remember, everything's on the internet once it's in there. In the end, he claimed all these things. He had tried to apologize. Yes, he had dinner with Elijah, and then he went on Timcast for a half-ass apology, really, and just tried to point the finger back to himself at how fucking great that he was, right? And then the quartering gets involved. And then all this other stuff starts blowing up. And honestly, had Jack not blown off Sydney like he did, maybe it wouldn't have come up like this. But your past comes back to haunt you, right, bitch? And then he tries to get his liminal order army involved in doxing the sweet Sydney and the quartering and Elijah. And then he goes on Rakita Media last night and starts begging them to take all of this down. That's not an alpha male in any means. That's somebody running away with the tail between their legs because they got caught. I'm a big believer in forgiveness with honesty. Jack Murphy was not honest from the get-go. Jack Murphy tried to blame everybody else for the situation. Deflected and say, oh, she should have known. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, wait, let's call her boss out and let's get her fired. That's a Karen. The biggest problem I have with Jack Murphy doing what he did to the sweet Sydney Watson was she didn't know. She's a sweet, naive person. I kind of compare her to me just because of how I know I am. But with this Antifa gal, he asked his network to pitch into his legal team. So he has this subscription network, as far as I can tell, that people will pay to him for a monthly masculine service or whatever. And now he's asking for his subscribers to pay him an additional fee to fight this legal team. It's your fight, dude. Fight the fight. You have the money. You did this. I'm sorry it was you, but when you have an outspoken voice like that, there will be somebody out there to find you. So I deleted myself off the internet. How is it in your benefit to be a part of Jack Murphy's liminal order network? You're going to pay somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000 a year to be taught how to be an alpha male from Jack Murphy. So you're going to learn how to work out, how to build a business empire, and how to get good chicks. Potentially ones that you can mold like he wanted to, right? I want to tie this into my beginning portion of the segment where I said you're not actually getting a subscription, you're paying for their lifestyle, essentially. So you pay the subscription service $3,000 to $6,000, right? And from what I could tell in his site, he had like something 700 liminal order members or something. So he's pocketing all that cash and then 1099ing it, meaning everything he does for his business, whether it's a coffee or a plane trip, it's a 1099 write-off. So when he jet sets to, I think it was San Francisco he did recently, and he put out this spread. He fully said on Timcast, he put out this spread and lost money on it. That's a write-off for him. His subscribers paid for him to go to San Francisco to hold this brunch, to meet his people, and then for him to hobnob with whomever he wanted to, for him to network on. Do you get what I'm saying here? Even though you pay into this lifestyle, that doesn't mean it will end up being your lifestyle. The second example I have that I've really been stewing on for like 3 or 4 weeks was this Fresh and Fit podcast. So Myron Gaines, aka Amron Foodle, and Fresh Prince CEO that he goes by. I didn't even look up his name because I don't find him super interesting, but this Myron Gaines person, it's not his real name. He comes from New Britain, Connecticut, and he created a real estate empire in Miami. Not only that, he also started this gym phase, and it just started kind of growing from there. And they joined together, and they do this Fresh and Fit podcast, which is a bunch of fucking nightclub shit, honestly. Get like 5 or 6 women dressier than I am in a podcast drinking, and they're talking about the main guys, what they want to see in a woman. And I'll lay it out for you right now because I find it disgusting. And they say they're not misogynistic, but it sounds like they don't really want a woman with anything going on. But the guy, that's a problem. I'm not a feminist. So, from the garbage I've seen on that channel, these men are out for subservience and obedience. They don't want a woman with any kind of goals or ambitions. They want a hot body. And the girls that I've seen on there that they've been most interested in have been college age servers, just getting off the ground, not quite sure what they want to do, and they're still hot and sexy. Great. Yeah, good for them. I love that they're taking this ambition to go on to this cast and kind of promote themselves, right? They do not want single moms. Period. The episode I watched that was so controversial, it had that alphabet guy on it. Don't know who the fuck he is, but from that alphabet guy, they don't want single moms because if you have a child, then the man that you're in a relationship with isn't number one. Well, duh, your progeny is going to be number one. What sane person wouldn't expect something like that? So they want a single gal with no strings attached, no ambitions, no goals, no direction in life, but to be subservient to this 1% man that comes along. Okay. To back up that 1%, Myron Gaines himself said, in order to expect the 1% men in the population, you need to be that 1% woman. Okay. And in my eyes, a 1% woman owns her own empire, is a CEO of a business, has networking of her own that maybe could be connected by it, includes their own family to 1099 all this stuff with. Why? Because the people you know are your network. More than likely, Jack Murphy's network includes his fiancée. Okay, cool. But that also means that your alpha male money that you're putting in to that pyramid scheme, that means that your money also pays his fiancée to travel with them, also pays for the hotel room, also pays for all of this. It's all write-offs. Do you not? Back to the alphabet episode that I saw, I found a female CEO on there that was super intriguing. I think she had her own clothing line on there, and they actually started an argument with her because she wanted to discuss all of her feats. And as a loving partner, you should probably sit down and talk about those feats because she's late 20s and she has a kid, yes, but she built her own fashion empire. She pays for her own nails. She pays for her own hair. And then these Myron Gaines and Alphabet and Fresh Prince CEO said, oh, that doesn't matter to us. We don't want to hear it. We've become disinterested in you. What? No, thank you. That just shows that you want a body. You want a hot body next to you, and that is not a partner. That's a servant. Now, these alpha male sites are teaching you to be something like that, right? Now, how many people want sex slaves? How many people want a true partner there standing with them, that toothpick next to that match, right? How many people can say they want that? Or do they want that subservience that those alpha male sites are talking about, right? I want to throw up, honestly. I've looked into the Fresh and Fit membership as well, and they have 7 levels of membership, ranging from $5 a month to $200 a month, okay? Now, the $200 a month subscription is called Super Saiyan. What? They named their top subscription after a Dragon Ball Z character. It's cute. But as a 40-year-old man, do you want to have your $200 going towards something that's named after Dragon Ball Z? Do you want to have an ambitious partner, or do you want your sex slave? I'm not a feminist, but it sounds like from both of these examples that I've kind of been brewing and meditating on that they want a sex slave. They don't want a person. They want a sex slave. They might as well go out and get a sex doll, right? Because then they can travel with her. They'd fit in a carry-on. They wouldn't have to pay for a seat. And hey, all they have to do is go and get some Vaseline when they want to get some. Yes, I said that. I'm a bad person. But my point in being, why are you paying for these alpha male sites when there are piss poor examples to be led from? My perception of Jack Murphy has gone from, he's a stand-up guy, to what a piece of shit. Okay, I can dox them. Whatever. You want a suburban mom's advice on being an alpha male? Somebody that you can get a plain Jane for here that doesn't put up with your bullshit and could maybe be a partner for you and not subservient? Lead, but also know when you should follow. Okay? Go to the gym, have a direction, have a goal in life. These people preaching to you that you're paying them to go and have this advice, you're paying for them to jet set. You're paying for them to go and hobnob with whoever is out there that they're interested in. Who knows? The only reason some of this stuff ends up happening is because they need to burn money. You make too much money on a 1099, as a 1099 contractor, basically, you end up paying a shit ton of taxes. There is a fine line in life where you end up being comfortable and you pay a shit ton of taxes. And a good business owner knows how to do that. But these good business owners, their business is you. So that's what I have for you today, conspiracy fans. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've posted, but I've had a lot to brew on here these last 2 months, and I wanted to make sure I provided you with good content. So thanks for listening. This is your host, Phoenix, here on my channel, Conspiracy Fans. Today on not just OnlyFans, but Google, YouTube. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget, question everything. Thanks, guys.